What is up, guys? My name is BobaTalks and welcome to a brand new Flash Season 4 trailer breakdown. Now, this is for the mid-season finale, which is Episode 9, titled Don't Run. This is it, guys. Seriously, it's so weird how the shows have come back and then they're already, mid-season breaks, and then, we're on the off-season, so there'll be plenty of theory videos to come. So before I get into this trailer breakdown, guys, if you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, be sure to hit a like on this video, or even if you're not subscribed, because it really does show your support if you do go on to enjoy the video. But before I get into this breakdown, guys, let's go ahead and watch that Don't Run trailer.
Hello, Mr. Allen.
DeVoe, he took Barry.
Where's my son?
Has he gone missing?
He's not missing. He was taken.
I'm here for a reason. Why? The lesson for today is simple.
There are no happy endings.
If you hurt him, if you put a hand on it!
His body may be human.
DeVoe!
His brain
DeVoe!
is smarter than yours.
DeVoe!
The Flash mid-season finale this Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
Now, is somebody listening to me out there and traveling back in time and changing the episodes, because this would have technically already been filmed when I complained about... Anyway, if you watched my last Flash trailer breakdown, I was super psyched. Just like I am now. If I don't seem quite at that level, I think I'm getting sick. My voice feels a little bit deeper than usual. But no, trust me, I'm just as pumped. But even though this trailer didn't get me as hyped as the last episode, because I was just so delighted to hear or see even how the tone is completely changed to exactly what I wanted from the Flash Season 4. This has made me just as happy, really, because the tone is still the same, guys. The tone is still the same. It is still that serious-esque vibe, but still keeping with the lighter tone this season and the comedy and blah, blah, blah. But this is what I wanted to get to, and they delivered. And whether it's just a thing where they get into their groove and then, I don't know, the storyline progresses, and as natural when facing a villain, I guess it's not all going to be laughing jokes. But that's the thing. That's how I felt like they were going to treat this season. I'm not even joking. So when they started to get me to believe that, I was just a bit like, this isn't a sitcom. But anyway, enough blabbering from me. The synopsis of this episode is as follows. Arminette kidnaps Caitlin and puts Meta dampener handcuffs on her to keep her from turning into Killer Frost. Arminette tells Caitlin she needs her to perform a tricky medical task, and if Caitlin fails, Arminette will kill her. Meanwhile, the Thinker traps the Flash in a speedster-proof prison. With the clock ticking, the team doesn't have the time or resources to track both Caitlin and Barry, so Iris is forced to choose who to save. And also, guys, what an interesting synopsis. I'm really happy about many reasons for this episode. Number one, which you've already been over, the synopsis. The trailer looked very serious-esque looking, obviously because Barry is faced with Clifford DeVoe in the speedster-proof prison, so naturally I guess things will be a bit more drama-esque, which is totally up my street. But another reason is Arminette Black is coming back in this episode, and I'm a huge Katie Sackhoff fan, and I actually really enjoyed what we saw of her in around episode 4 or 5. I think it was Girls' Night Out. So from what I've already seen of her in the Flash or Arrowverse is, absolutely great, so I can't wait to see her this episode. As to what could be going on, is she the one who's injured? Does she need Caitlin to perform the surgery? I don't know. Is it someone very dear to her? Will we get like a hint to the husband from the comics? I don't know, guys. It's going to be pretty interesting to see, all that good stuff. At the very beginning of the trailer, we see our Barry Allen waking up in the Thinker's lair, if that's what you want to call it, or the Thinker Cave, the Think Cave. I don't know. You name one in the comment section below. But we also see the Thinker with his very evil, sinister-looking face, kind of coming down on his floaty hovery chair thingy-mabobby, and I bet this is when Barry and Iris are in the streets. We can't forget, I believe that this is the Christmas episode. Well, it makes sense because it's the mid-season finale, the closest one to Christmas. So could it just literally be that Barry and Iris are doing either Christmas shopping or walking down the street in Central City, and I think it's just like there and then, coming down in his chair. Now, I don't think it would be so out in the public. Maybe it is down a certain alleyway. Who knows? But I don't know why Barry doesn't speed off. Is there a technological device that kind of inhibits his speed there and then? Can he not do it because that would unveil who he is? Barry Allen, because he's not obviously in the Flash suit. I don't know. I'd love to leave these questions down to you guys, because I don't know. This is what trailer breakdowns are all about. I try my best to break them down, but I need your help as well. But this is where things start kicking off in the trailer. The music, like starts coming in. I love all that stuff because Joe is just like, where's my son? And it seems like Clifford DeVoe is still maintaining the act of of his innocent Clifford self, even with Joe, because Joe obviously goes to Clifford DeVoe's house in this trailer, despite everything that happened, you know, the CCPD and stuff like that. But at the same time, even though they've all been warned, you know, Barry and Joe, by Captain Singh, and, you know, how they could both even be suspended for something like that, and, you know, Joe broke protocol doing all of that. I think, you know, when it effectively comes to someone you've raised, and, you know, Barry is a son to Joe, you just don't give a F, you know, you would just go there. You want to know, especially when your daughter says DeVoe's taking him. So Joe probably doesn't really care about the potential repercussions with the CCPD, for all those wondering about that. But nevertheless, I found it quite intriguing that he's actually keeping up the act with Team Flash, because is it just a thing where he thought, screw it, I'm going to unveil myself to the Flash, and obviously there's not going to be any shit to hide there, but I'm still going to keep the appearances up with everyone else and keep that mind game going? What's the point? What is the point for Clifford to still keep this act on when he is fully aware that, you know, Barry would have told Team Flash and everybody about him actually being the thinker? They all know, so why is he keeping that up? Then the next part in the trailer, we hear Barry asking why he's even there. There must be a reason for it. And then we see Barry looking at the CCTV footage of Joe turning up to what seems to be DeVoe's house. And I think the reason why Barry's getting so worried about potentially Joe, because we do hear him say, if you lay one hand on him, I'm guessing it is Joe. And then we also hear the Thinker saying at one point in the trailer, the lesson today is that there are no happy endings. Is the Thinker actually planning to hurt Joe or somebody else, whether it be Cisco or whoever, in this episode? Or is it just, you know, trying to keep the Flash in the Thinker cave, or whatever you want to call it, for incentive that, you know, if you don't do as you're told, or if you don't comply, then, you know, Papa Joe's got to bite the dust. But we also see some repercussions for Cisco, because it does seem like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you vibe where Barry is? But the second that happens, we see Cisco go like full-on freak-out mode, as if he, you know, just touched his finger on an electric fence and got sent flying. Now, the reason why I have so much faith in the Thinker as a villain and everything like that is because he isn't necessarily a speedster or a very obvious metahuman power like Firestorm or anything like that. He's a guy who is just supremely intelligent, as you all know by now. But the highlight that makes it most interesting for me is that he can somehow, you know, disrupt a vibe from Cisco and actually send him into like a fit, or just something that sends a shockwave and sends him flying across the room. How the heck did he do that? I really want to know this. How does he repel, you know, a vibe? That just baffles me, but I really do hope we find out. If not, I'm sure we will at some point. Now, I just want to go over the ending bit of the trailer again. I just love it when Barry's like, DeVoe, you know, saying it a few times, and it's just all building up to this massive suspenseful moment where, I don't know, it seems like he's gonna potentially hurt Joe. Even so, it just sets up the stakes are very high for this mid-season finale. I kind of hope, well, it definitely will end on the cliffhanger. It's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be big, guys. It's gonna be seriously big. I really like what Clifford DeVoe's wife says as well, like his body may be human, but his brain is faster than yours. And that is just so true, and that's the thing that makes the Thinker such a formidable foe for the Flash, because yes, his body may be human, it's not like King Shark or just a crazy metahuman like that, but the important thing is that his brain is faster technically than the Flash's, and that's what makes him like almost at this point seemingly impossible to defeat, because it's like, how are we ever gonna outthink this guy? Yeah, I'm the fastest man alive, but how is that gonna make a difference when this guy is 11 steps ahead of me? The way things are going, the Thinker doesn't need super speed or anything like that. That factor for the Flash isn't something that's threatening. He's already calculated everything and anything that could probably and possibly come, so that's what I love about this villain. What I'm wondering is, and I think this is probably already a theory out there, is the whole reason Clifford DeVoe captured Barry Allen, because, you know, we all know that he's like suffering like an extremely advanced form of ALS. You die very quickly with that disease, let alone because his intelligence is just way too high, it's actually, you know, taking away from his body. So, you know, just like in the comics as well, the Thinker has controlled the Flash before. So is Barry's body and his brain, because it's, you know, juiced up with Speed Force, is that going to be a helpful factor to the Thinker? And does he want to, you know, hijack Barry's body for himself? I think that is kind of a fairly predictable story, but yet again, a lot of people might not know it outside the realms of YouTube, if that makes sense, with all these theories going around. So I guess for your casual audience member, maybe that is quite an interesting thing that you wouldn't actually have thought of by yourself, especially if you don't really watch trailers and stuff like that. I can see how it could still be a surprise, but I got a feeling that this is the whole gist that is going on with this episode. The Thinker wants Barry's body, maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Now, another interesting thing is that we see Barry stopping the Thinker from pressing a certain button. So was that button a potential button that would have done something to Joe or somebody else? I think when I first saw this trailer, I thought that it was the Thinker actually catching Barry. He's not got the Speed Force, but because he's so calculating and how he can see every possible outcome, I thought maybe he literally predicted the very angle, or you know, the time that he had to move his hand in order for Barry to be there. But actually, I don't think it is that, because if you slow it down a little bit, we see that DeVoe is literally about to press something on his chair, and that is when Barry's hand comes in and stops him. But that said, again, we do see the Thinker in a clip a couple seconds after that manage to press something on his chair. Now, this could be just something absolutely subtle in the episode, or it could actually be something, you know, something that might have serious repercussions. But guys, that is absolutely everything from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know all your thoughts about this upcoming mid-season finale episode of The Flash. I think it's going to be amazing. I couldn't be happier as a Flash fan that the tone is going exactly where I want it to be. This is where I can finally say and feel like it actually is that kind of vibe of season 1. Yes, season 1 was lighter-hearted and stuff, but you also had the serious tone of like Barry trying to find out about Eobard Thawne and who is he and who killed his mother and stuff like that. Now I feel like, yes, the lighter tone is also in season 4, but we got the serious stuff of, you know, what is Clifford DeVoe's plan and what is he up to? What is the Thinker all about? And that is just almost parallel to the vibes of season 1, so I'm very happy with that. And let me know what you think on that subject matter too. Do you feel like finally that they've really found their roots again, or do you feel like it's not actually quite there? But I honestly think it does feel like that, and I couldn't be happier. But other than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, as it really does show your support for the channel. And if you're new to this channel, maybe even consider subscribing to stay up to date with all Arrowverse content like this. Don't forget, guys, that this is the mid-season finale. I think that's fairly evident by now, but that means I will be doing off-season videos, so don't worry. You stay on this channel and stay subscribed for plenty of Flash videos to come in the off-season. We're talking about theory videos, news updates, you name it. If you want to stay a little bit more up to date with me personally, you can follow me on social media. The link should be popping up on the screen around here or in the description below. But apart from that, guys, that is everything I've got to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.